enchilada. It ranges from complexity anywhere from 300 to 3,000 bucks every 4 weeks. On average, though, it's like 500 bucks every 4 weeks. And
Okay.
then we sell to a triangle of people. It's business owners, real estate investors, and high W-2. I'm in San Francisco, so a lot of high W-2 folks.
Yeah.
So anyone that just has that feeling where usually we're their next stop after their TurboTax or they're down the street or mom and dad's accountant that doesn't do any tax strategy, we're
Yeah.
usually their first stop for tax strategy.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Um, all right. So why do you think the content hasn't worked?
Not that interesting of a guy. Maybe the value isn't there. So like we've gone from like the education side of like, hey, here's all the tax strategies you can do, kind of
Uh-huh.
talk about the strategy itself. I know my personal belief, talking with my wife and stuff, is like I think taxes is just a very dry industry. Maybe no one cares because people barely file their taxes now. Like we run into people who don't file their taxes even. So yeah,
Yeah.
might be just a dry ass industry. Yeah.
I would reject that. Um,
Yeah.
so I think if you look at Erica taught me, she has do you know who she is? She's a lawyer. She does,
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Yep,
I mean, I think legal is more boring than taxes. And she's got like 5.5 million followers on just like Instagram.
yep.
So I don't think tax is boring. I think you might make tax boring. And I say that not in a harsh way. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I
also,
probably do.
yeah, I'd also look
Yeah.
at Vivian too. She does some financial stuff that I think is more like tactically personal finance y. I think there's also like you look at Dave Ramsey, obviously he's personal finance as well, but in a different kind of flavor, more on the savings side. But I think absolutely if you did like live, like, hey, well, I got two things you can do right now, like you demonstrating the expertise. I mean, look at what I'm doing, right? Business advice could be, perceived as boring. So it's like, I mean, at the end of the day, people like making money and people like saving money. And so in some ways, if you think it's tax, then it's boring. If it's like, let me show you how I saved this guy $100,000 in his pocket in 20 minutes, that is far more interesting.
Hmm.
And so I think demonstration of expertise in a world of AI is super, super important. And it will be something that AI will not be able to fake. So I would say do that as a content strategy,
Okay.
demonstrating the expertise. In terms of your, where are you posting right now?
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Facebook's been getting some traction lately, actually.
Dude, Facebook has the most
LinkedIn,
users
YouTube.
out of any social media platform. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Also,
So,
buyers
yep.
on Facebook, dude. Like the older demographics there, and guess what they have? The money. So I think you should totally double down on Facebook. It's actually like people are not using it enough. Like we grow disproportionately quickly on Facebook as well. Um, okay, so the content you're making, you were making tax stuff. You shifted to making something else. What is that?
Oh no, it's all tax stuff too.
Okay,
We've just been making more tax
then what's the
content. That's all we
process? You just say like
process.
here's a tax code you didn't know about.
Usually like yeah, here's a like strategy, paying your kids, Augusta rule, renting your
No,
home.
go real stories, man.
Uh-huh.
You have
Real
how many clients
stories.
you got?
Near 800.
Okay. So imagine as part of the value add that you have, you also do a
Mm-hmm.
personal call with them, like what I'm doing right now. And then
Uh-huh.
you do the fastest diagnosis of their business and you cut it down and you start clipping it. So now it's a value add and it's marketing. Because
Okay.
it's not interesting because it's a hypothetical. So what makes
Mm-hmm.
content interesting is stakes, right? You have to have
Stakes.
stakes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
there's ways of making stakes, which is the artificial way, which is like you just create a hook. A hook creates artificial stakes, which is curiosity. What if I wasted my time if I don't hear the rest of this? That's the stake with a good hook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we want to create real stakes, it's like, if someone starts a call and says, I'm on the edge of a cliff, I'm about to jump off. And if people actually believe that, the stakes on the call are life or death, right? And so you will get watch time. Now, of course, you want to do this ethically and whatnot, but I use it as an example. And so for you, are you studying anyone in the space that you like admire, that you think is doing a good job?
Mm. Not studying game tape. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like, look at what the
Yeah.
people who are like I just gave you two, but like you should have like a list of 10 who are doing better than you, look at the hooks that they're using, and then say, okay, can I use this hook and then solve it a different way? So I'm not a big believer in copying people's content. I think it's a bad idea. But if you want to use a hook, I think that's whatever. If you want to reuse 5 or 10 words and then you have a very different delivery on that hook, I'm all for that. And so I think a combination of studying the people who are in the space, modeling the structure, because you have to hook, retain, reward is literally how content works, right? I'm going to bet that your hooks aren't that good and that the content itself is generic rather than specific. And so people think about how silly, I use this example a lot, but I think it drives it home. Like Dave Ramsey literally tells people 3 hours a day, 5 days a week for 40 years, spend less than you make. That's the content. I could make an argument that that is drier than tax, right? But when you get
Yeah.
into the story of it, and it's like, oh, my husband's cheating on me, and he did this thing. Now it's like, there's drama there, right? So you can use the stories because at the end of the day, you're just going to give them a couple of pieces of advice, and you're like, well, shoot, there's only so many tax codes. It's like, dude, he literally tells people to spend less. Like it could, the advice couldn't be simpler.
Yeah.
But it's the
Got it.
situation, it's the context that makes it interesting. And the stakes is what did you spend last year? And imagine the one where it's like, I have a $500,000 tax bill and I don't have the cash. Stakes. And I bet you, have you had that situation happen?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Right. You have amazingly high stakes in this business and you're just not using it.
Oh, okay. So using clients, confirm it's cool with them, chop it up, mix it up. In terms of demonstration of expertise,